one leader of the party says, let all the MLAs come to the floor of the house. We'll see then. These MLAs who have left, they will find it difficult to return and move around in Maharashtra.
The governor has to treat these as continuing members of the Shiv Sena. Even before us, they are not saying that we have ceased to be members of Shiv Sena.
Yes.
Now, if they continue to be members of the Shiv Sena, and the Shiv Sena therefore continues to have 55 or 56 members, which it originally had.
And if they vote against, they will incur disqualification. Governor would say that.
Right. But then where is the question? What is the reason for calling a trust vote?
So guys, yesterday Solicitor General of India, Tushar Mehta, presented his submissions in front of the Honorable Bench. To his submissions, CJI DY Chandrachud asked if the governor could call for a trust vote merely on the basis of the internal rebellion in a political party.
So the first point is the objective material.
Objective material, my lord, which is considered. Second point, the submission of the petitioner that 10th schedule has a direct correlation with the governor's exercise of power under Article 174. And I have to wait. When I say I, my lord, I'm sorry, I represent the Honorable Governor has to wait till the Speaker decides.
So the argument that the 10th schedule has a direct correlation with?
No, that's their argument which I'll deal with.
Yes.
That Governor is not concerned with 10th schedule or the consequences flowing therefrom. That's, my lord, my respectful submission.
You're saying the 10th schedule has a direct relationship with the power of the governor.
Yes.
No, it doesn't have. It
doesn't have the power.
He's dealing with the argument of
it's their argument. Yes, my lords are right. It's their argument.
Right.
And I'm dealing with that argument that governor is not concerned with the consequences contemplated in the 10th schedule. The other side relied upon, I'm sorry.
Yes.
The other side relied upon.
Third point now.
Yeah, third point. But it is a subcategory of this very point.
But we'll take it as 3.
Your lordships, yes, your lordships would recall the other side relied upon heavily on para 397 of Bomai to show that no, 10th schedule and governor, you cannot say that there is no correlation. But I will point out that that was in a context and completely different context. In fact, on the proposition whether 10th schedule has anything to do with the governor's exercise of power under Article 174, the real judgment is Rameshwar Prasad. I'll read only few paragraphs. I have earmarked and I will not repeat, my lord, any other thing. The next point which the petitioners urged was the governor should have required the, my learned friend's side to move a no confidence motion rather than directing a floor test. Lord, next point is, Dr. Singhvi, my lord, raised this point, and in my respectful submission, squarely covered by Shivraj Singh Chauhan, my lord, that power under 174 to conduct floor tests can be exercised only when the government is formed for the first time and not subsequently. Lord, that is dealt with by your lordships, my lord, in Shivraj Singh Chauhan. It was argued in the same zeal, my lord, with which it was argued here, and it is dealt with. And that's a good law, my lord. That's my respectful submission. And last, why did the governor invite Mr. Eknath Shinde and not interacted with the party or the president of the party as to whom should I invite? So these are the propositions, my lord, and I'll be as brief as, my lord, I can be, my lord, under the facts of the case, my lord.
Only 5 propositions.
These are 5 propositions.
6 propositions.
6.
Lord, so far as the objective facts are concerned, Lord, I have filed a compilation. It's a very short compilation. Documents your lordships have seen, but I have compiled it in one chronological order, my lord. Compilation on behalf of the Honorable Governor, that's the...
Yes.
My lord, I have the physical copies also. And my lord, the original file of the Honorable Governor is present with the responsible representative of the Governor, my lord, if your lordships would like to peruse. But all these documents are supplied to them also. Since, my lord, it was once it fell from, my lord, the Chief Justice of India that we may call for the file of the Governor, therefore it's kept here. And I'll not read, my lord, the documents. It is only, my lord, for...
Tushar Mehta.
Lord, can I give the physical file? Lord, could your lordship find? I may give the
LOD, no? Yes,
LOD.
we got the LOD.
Lord, kindly come to page 1. Lord, this is, your lordships are aware, my lord, there is a concept of legislature party and political party. The legislature party appoints or elects, my lord, Shri Eknath Shinde as the group leader of Shiv Sena legislature party in the legislature.
This is your list of dates, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Lord, I'm sorry, PDF page 8. I'm sorry, my lord.
PDF page
8.
8.
I'm not taking a lordships to the list of dates.
Fair enough.
List of dates are essentially for showing which document is for what purpose.
All right.
I'll show the document itself, my lord, just to save time. Page 8, my lord, it is 25th of November 2019. The Shiv Sena legislature party, meaning all MLAs belonging to Shiv Sena, who are elected under the banner of Shiv Sena, elects Shri Eknath Shinde as the leader of the house, my lord, as we say. They say group leader of Shiv Sena legislature party. And, my lord, this fact is not a fact in dispute. This would have a bearing as to why the governor called Eknath Shinde when the dispute arose first. But I'll come to that little later. I'm just showing the document. Now, my lord, kindly see PDF page 12. Lord, this is annexure B, my lord, of my compilation. The lordship gets that, my lord. Today, my lord, this is addressed by Shri Eknath Shinde to the Deputy Speaker with a copy to the Governor, my lords, which your lordships would find marking of copy at PDF page 13. May I read, my lord? Today, through media report, it has come to our knowledge that there was a meeting of the members of Shiv Sena legislature party called without any notice of the said meeting given to any of us, including existing leader of Shiv Sena legislature party. It has come to our knowledge that only 16 MLAs out of 55 MLAs of our legislature party attended the said unauthorized meeting and passed the resolution to remove Shri Eknath Shinde as leader of the Shiv Sena legislature party. It is pertinent to note that the said meeting was without any notice and without any quorum and without following the due procedure. We state that 16 out of 55 MLAs could not have appointed a new leader of Shiv Sena legislature party in as much as the requirement of even quorum was not met. It has come to our knowledge that Mr. Chaudhary has been unauthorizedly stated to have been appointed as a leader of Shiv Sena legislative party. We have today unanimously passed the resolution resolving that the said resolution dated 21st June 22 passed at 12:30 p.m. appointing Sri Ajay Chaudhary is void as being without jurisdiction and the same is my lord, inoperative. And kindly see, my lord, PDF page 14. This is the resolution which is signed, my lord. Your lordships would find at page 18 onwards by 34 members. My lord, meaning thereby, as on this date, my lord, that is 21st of June 22, the Honorable Governor was informed that there is no change in the leader of the legislature party and Sri Eknath Shinde continues to be the leader of legislature party in Maharashtra legislature. Lord, thereafter, I'm sorry, my lord, can I proceed? My lord, kindly come to PDF page 21.
This resolution is also of the 21st, no?
21st, my lord, yes. Later sent to the Honorable Speaker and the Honorable Governor on the same day, informing that any unauthorized meeting where 14-15 MLAs may have gathered to change the leader is unauthorized, and Sri Shinde, who was appointed in 2019, continues, and all, my lord, 34 have signed. Now, my lord, page 21.
Page
31, my lords. I'm 21. On 25th of June 22, Lord, I'll not approximately, exact, I'll give the figure. Lord, 38 MLAs, it contains signature of 38 MLAs, writes to the Honorable Governor that malicious withdrawal of security of our family members have taken place. And there they point out certain shocking facts and also produced before the governor the video clips of national news channels, which your lordships would find at PDF page 22, para 5 bottom. Lord, one leader of the party says, let all the MLAs come to the floor of the house. We'll see then these MLAs who have left, they will find it difficult to return and move around in Maharashtra. Then, my lord, the NDTV clip is produced. Then, my lord, these are the signatures of. I'm sorry, my lord. There are. I'm sorry, my lord. I stand corrected. My learned friend is right. There are not only 38 MLAs, 38 MLAs belonging to Shiv Sena, and at page 27, my lord, there is some other party, small party, my lord, Prahar Janshakti Party. They have 2. So, meaning thereby, my lord, 40 and 7 independent. So, 47 members of the House, 38, 2 and 7, inform the governor about the threat being administered.
38 MLAs, right?
38 MLAs of Shiv Sena legislature party,
Yes.
2 belonging to one smaller party called Prahar Janshakti Party, and 7 independent MLAs. That this is the threat being given, our securities is withdrawn, and they say that one of the leader, important leader of the party says that let them come here. They won't be able to move around in.
This is that letter at page 21.
Page 20. And signed, my lord, up to page 28.
So that composition of those MLAs, just give us again.
Yes, my lord. Kindly, my lord, come to page
38 Shiv Sena.
Yes, no, my lord, 38 Shiv Sena. Yes, lordships are right, my lord. 38
party.
Lord, that your lordships would find the last figure at page 26, PDF 26, 38 Shiv Sena.
Right.
Then at page 27, Prahar Janshakti Party Amdar. Amdar would mean member of Legislative Assembly. My lord, Amdar and Khasdar. Khasdar means member of Parliament. My lord, the Chief Justice would be obviously knowing. Then, my lord, page 28. These are Apaksha Amdar. So, independent members. They are 7. So, total 47 members. So, there is a provision that the party may condone it within 15 days. So, governor cannot say that I'll wait for 15 days when he is presented with the facts that this is the dissatisfaction. The government has lost majority. There are attacks taking place. There is vandalism taking place. Threats being administered. Then I'll not wait for 15 days. Because party may.
Mr. Solicitor, there are two
Lordships are examining propositions.
Right. There are two distinct things. One is a dissatisfaction within a party, right? And the other is the loss of majority of the government. One is not necessarily indicative of the other.
Correct.
Now tell us, in this situation which we had over here, we now put ourselves in the shoes of the governor. What was it that would have led the governor to come to the conclusion that the government had lost the majority? What was the factual basis for him to conclude?
Again, my lord, only, my lord, one thing. My lord, kindly bear one.
Only one 34.
Who were part of the government, who were supposed to be having confidence of the chief minister.
Right. So
Second,
therefore now let's go to the bottom of it.
Look, can I first take the lordships to the bottom?
What is the governor saying? What is the governor saying? These 34 who are part of the Shiv Sena have now expressed their dissatisfaction with the leadership of the Shiv Sena. Unless the governor says that the natural corollary is that these 34 will cease to support the Shiv Sena.
I'm sorry.
Sorry. Not even that. make every assumption in favor of the governor's decision. Because that's how we test the proposition. What could the governor have said, though he doesn't say that these 34 persons who are part of the alliance between the SENA, the Congress and the NCP have now expressed their dissatisfaction. He can call for a floor test if he has any circumstances before him to indicate that the strength of this three-party coalition has been substantially reduced. Boma is absolutely correct, it binds us anyway, that this disqualification issue under the 10th schedule is completely irrelevant. But what is the consequence? The governor has to treat these as continuing members of the Shiv Sena. Even before us, they are not saying that we have ceased to be members of Shiv Sena.
Yes.
Now, if they continue to be members of the Shiv Sena, and the Shiv Sena therefore continues to have 55 or 56 members, which it
And
originally
if
had.
they vote against, they will incur disqualification. Governor would say that.
Right. But then where is the question? What is the reason for calling a trust vote?
Because they said
The
that
governor, all our judgments say, Rameshwar Prasad says that, Bomai says that the 10th schedule disqualification is irrelevant to the exercise of judgment by the governor.
I am
Because
obliged.
that authority
That's
goes
all
to
I'm-
the speaker. Therefore, the facts as they stand before the governor indicate that these 34 are part of the group of 56 Shiv Sena MLAs. Now, if that is so, on what cogent material does the governor call for a floor test? What has changed for him to call for a floor
the
test?
difficulty is,
Tell us one
Lord,
reason
your
why he has to call for a floor test then.
my lord, your lordships are again on facts, my lord. I am on propositions first. And then, my lord, I'll try and fit into the propositions to the facts of the case. Number one. Number two, principally,
Forget the facts. Forget the facts.
principally,
Forget the facts.
What?
The governor, as a matter of principle now, Bomai tells us and Rameshwar Prasad tells us that circumstances which would lead to the which would warrant the invocation of the 10th schedule are alien to the mind of the governor when he calls for a floor test.
correct.
All right. So, therefore, the possibility that these 34 in our case would incur a disqualification is irrelevant to the exercise of power by the
I
governor.
bow down, my lords.
Right? Now, if that is so, then the governor must forget the facts of this case, the prime principle. The governor must proceed on the basis of the position as it obtains. When the government has been formed, there is nothing which has, unless there is something, some subsequent event which alters the legal constitution of the government, the governor must continue to have before him and analyze the situation on the basis of the situation as it was when the government was formed and prior to the 21st of June in our case. He can't go into the 10th schedule, that's the speaker's jurisdiction. If he can't go into the speaker's jurisdiction, which is the 10th schedule, then what is the basis for calling a floor test? The only reason why he could have called for a floor test is that these 34 numbers, these 34 have alienated themselves. They have given up. They say that we have lost faith in Uddhav Thackeray, and therefore these 34 are excluded, the numbers.
But there also, Mr. Solicitor, there's one difficulty for them, and we are only looking at the material that is available for the governor to draw an inference that floor test is necessary. We are not about the facts of the case. Three factors you have indicated. One is the 21st of June letter. Second is the case of threats. Third is about BJP's, and fourth is about the independence letters. Those two, if we eschew from consideration, because from the opposition side, for him to base his decision, apart from threats, which is purely a law and order situation, what is remaining is the 25th,
It's not a law. I'm sorry.
21st of June 2022 letter. That letter merely informs the governor that we reaffirm that Shinde to be appointed and continues to be appointed as the leader of the house. Number one. Number two, Gogawale will be the whip. You continue to recognize that. Nothing more than that. It doesn't say anything more than that letter.
Allow me to, my lord,
So
answer.
now where does he draw an inference on the basis of this letter,
Yes.
which will become part of the material for him to take consideration.
This act of our party leaders had a tremendous negative impact upon the voters and the party cadre at large. As an elected member, I am answerable first to my voters, then to anybody else, my lord. Because 39 members can say that we will vote against the party even at the cost of being disqualified and ceasing to be MLAs. Then the governor is faced with a situation where there would be instable government which cannot withstand on its
Which means he's going to the disqualification issue.
No, I'm
potentially.
sorry.
That's the problem.
That 39.
Right. All that you are reading up to PDF page 17, where they passed the resolution. The resolution is at page 17. Huh? There are two parts of this letter, two parts of the resolution. First part is, let's formulate it. One, the first part is BJP and SENA had a pre-poll alliance. One. In breach of the pre-poll alliance, the Shiv Sena teamed up with the Indian National Congress and the NCP. Two. Three. By teaming up with the NCP and the Indian National Congress, the Shiv Sena has militated against the core ideology of the Shiv Sena. Four, that there has been corruption in the government. And five, that there is discontent within the cadre of the party. This by itself will not justify the governor in calling a trust vote. Never. That's what our judgments have repeatedly said.
No, your lordships have said otherwise in Shivraj Singh Chauhan.
The fact that the conduct of a government has gone against the core ideology of that party can never call for a trust vote.
But I'm sorry.
Now, what then is in that letter? What then comes in the resolution? Two things. That we reaffirm that Eknath Sambhajirao Shinde, who was elected as the leader of the party, continues to be the leader. And two, that Gogole, that we reaffirm that Gogole is elected as the chief whip. Two things. The first part of the resolution has no bearing on a trust vote at all. The first part of it only reflects on the fact that there's grave disquiet among these people that, well, you militated against our pre-poll alliance and the core ideology of the Shiv Sena. That's alien to the governor because they've formed government already. Second, what do? They merely reiterate that Eknath Shinde continues to be the leader of the party in the legislative party. How is this a justification for a trust vote?